Welcome back, Dee. D-Man, welcome in. Patty, welcome back, love. I'm glad you guys found your way back so quickly. So, while everybody's getting back, I'm just going to go over this XLM chart and start talking like I do best. Sean, we are back. We are back. I just had to have the title reflect what I'm actually feeling, because if I'm talking about it and nobody actually knows what I'm talking about, they're going to be like, what the fuck? I thought he said bullish indicators. We are bullish in the short term, but that is not what I wanted the title to reflect. Dave Harmon, welcome in. We are back, Mira. Welcome back. Glad to see that you guys care enough to come into my live. So, I'll put the old phone down for a second, go over the chart. So, as far as XLM is concerned, like I said earlier, my main levels of concern, we have the support down here at 32.5, which we've held very nicely. So, I don't know why I'm drawing it across, because I might as well make it permanent. So, I like the 32.5. Then you've got the 30, depends how we're playing it, but the 34 cent was a big resistance support line. And then up here, we've already passed the 35. So, obviously we want to be on the top side of it, but then we got up here, 36 and a half. You guys know very well with XLM what the resistance support is. Then there's 38. And then we got 40 cents, which is where we're trying to get back to. Because that was the top, right around the top of the local, where we got to the local top before crashing. So what you're seeing here in the 15 minute is a perfect example again. We're coming up to a cup and handle at 36 on the short drop. We're also rounding the bottom. And this is pretty guaranteed that you're finishing 36.3 in my opinion. And then you start to go up levels. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So you finish off that cup. Well, what's the next logical thing? Well, if we wouldn't have dropped down to this level, would we have not had a cup to here? So now you try to fill out this cup. Well, then you say, what happens from here? So we go back into higher out time frames and we see. Well, then we crash down. So this would have been the finish of before it crashed. Now, had it have come all the way around just from when it dropped, would we have not have had a cup and handle? So that's how you get into potential that we could go back to 40 cents. I mean, just breaking it from a shorter out, just like that. And I know that looks fucked up, but that is such a good way to look at it because it technically has never come outside the cup. It just needed more support to get to the top of this initial cup. And I mean, there's not a pretty much. That's about as up and down as it goes. So if you're looking at it and you want to have fun with it, can we get out of this first cup? This three-dimensional cup, can we get out of it? Well, I would say based on what we're seeing, it's a pretty big possibility that we're going up on the next move in the 30 minute. So you had a big boost, a nice rise in volume. You had a crashing down after we pulled that wick up, because that is crashing down until it leveled off volume-wise, and then it stabled off with a low volume. Well, we crashed off that high volume, crashed down, and now we're steadying off. I mean, I went too far out, but you see how we're steadying off. Well, if we just start getting volume back in, you're going to mimic that in this. Because right now we have no selling pressure, even though for the last 30 minutes, 31, 32, 33. There's been 4.5 hours now of logical time where this could have pulled off at any time because there hasn't been a lot of buying volume. But there's no selling pressure. So crashing volume and the dropping and downward and consolidating price on crashing volume is very bullish. After a very big rise in volume on rising price, followed by crashing volume and crashing and consolidating price. That's what you want. This is exactly what you want. See how we had this pull down here? We had a wick pull down as well, which makes it even better because we had a wick pull down all the way to here. And that logically was saying, hey, this might be where we have to come retest here. But no, The bulls pulled it back up, and now it might move on to the next level before it ever has to try to consolidate. It's the same thing it did here. It came up here, and the bears were trying to pull it down, say, hey, we got to consolidate farther down, go back to that 32.5 cent range, and the bears are like, nah, we're just going to go up to the next level. Now they got to the next zone, and the bears are like, we should probably consolidate back down to that 34, and the bulls are like, nah, we still got enough support. We're probably going to go up to the next level. Then we're going to do it again. And this is what you want to see in an ultra bullish scenario, followed by the exact circumstance is what we're seeing. This is what we want until we get to the top, because this is ultra bearish, because we're in a rising wedge right now, or a rising channel, however you want to look at it. And at the top of both of them, they're very bearish. And you have an ultimate breakdown at the end of them, which is it's going to catch a lot of people off guard. That's why this historical crash, the crash that, honestly, in my opinion, it's the crash that's going to catch most of YouTube off, or, the YouTubers and YouTube, and the average everyday trader that doesn't know shit, that just watches the media, or watches the news, or watches the run guys, or the run guys alike. You guys are going to get hammered. Even though I have almost 3,300 subscribers now. Just shy, I think. Just shy of 3,300. I know only 10% of my audience won't get hammered. Or 25%, because I get it every day. I watch your stuff, but I just bought in, even though it's not the support zone, because I think it's going up, and then I'll get the message, I fucked up, I should have waited for your support. No shit. We buy the support, sell the resistance. If you're already in, you can ride through the resistance, obviously, but if you're not in, you don't buy the resistance. And right now, when you're playing zones, 35 was a support zone that got flipped to resistance, so now we're trying to make it back to support. Now, the one thing I'll tell you about, you don't buy bad zones, but you also buy patterns, and we're in a breakout right now. See how that candle got pulled back, the red candle? You still can't say it's not going to break down first, but this is starting to turn into a pennant, ladies and gentlemen. And at the end of the pennant, with the way this is playing out, like I showed with XRP, the move up out of this would be about 36 cents. The move down out of this would be about 33.2. It's kind of making more sense. Either way, it makes sense, but no, actually, it's, yeah, about, maybe I overshot it up and bottom, somewhere around there. But this is in the 30-minute. Like, we've had it in the 1 minute as well, so you can see what's going on. In the 1 minute time frame. While we're waiting, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Help me hit that 3,300 subscribers. I think we're like 4 or 5 subscribers away. So I'm sure we could do it today. If you want to check out my Swing Traders Anonymous, my second YouTube channel, we're 2 subscribers away from 430. We started that channel 14 days ago. And if you want to check out my newly created Twitter from 2 weeks ago, we just went over 255 followers. So that's been a real quick and hot start to Twitter. So hopefully it helped a lot of you guys find my live. So, and make sure to like. If you like this, more people can see my live. And then we get more people in the community, and it's a spiraling effect. And then the more people, it is what it is. More people get to see it. They don't get screwed over by all this BS on YouTube. So let's see who's back. So Steven, welcome in. I've gotten accustomed to that waving hand in my comments. Much appreciated. Bay Hustle, welcome in. In here like swimwear. Oh yeah. JW, welcome. And yes, we're waiting for those pumpkins. That is when we will truly be in the midst of our crash. And guys, the pumpkin season isn't far away. I'm growing pumpkins. So now that I'm growing pumpkins, I know we're not that far away. And I'm growing baby pumpkins for my little 2-year-old. So I just started them about a week ago. And they're going to be small, but that's what I wanted. I'm going to leave a couple in to grow until the end of the technical harvesting season. Let's see who else is in here. Much one, what's going on? A round of applause for not tickling our balls. Yeah, you know, I don't tickle balls or pinch nipples. You know, we gotta be universally sound. We've got a female and male audience, and our female audience definitely doesn't have balls. Well, they have more balls than the male audience. They just don't have the fortuitous balls. John Caps, what's going on? Bradley, good to see you, my brother. Derek, welcome in. C Payne, thank you for the $9.99 blessing. My guy. Wow. Still Papes, XLM. Yes, sir. What's going on, Albert? Do I scrub? Do I scrub what, my balls? John Gibbs. You're always on point. I know you have talked about 20. John, I went through this before, and it sucks that I have to go through this again. Which I knew it was going to happen because we predicted where the bounce points were going to be. You know, where we should start buying once it got down to around 65 cents and then work our way down to ultimate, you know, unimaginable prices, which we got some, but we'll get the DeBrusque on the next time down. But for the long-term holders, that's a decision I can't make for you. Just like I told everybody on the way down, I was telling, hey, if you want to not get liquidated, or if you don't have, here's my thing. If you're a long-term holder and you have a lot of money and you can afford to average down, I wouldn't sell shit. Wouldn't sell shit. You don't have to pay the taxes when you don't sell. And then if let's say it went down to 10 cents and you have $1 average, but you have a lot of money. Let's say you got 10, and by a lot of money, I don't mean like you're a millionaire. Let's say you got, because this is the difference. Let's say you got 10 grand invested in XRP right now. If you have, okay, it's 10 grand. You have a $1 cost average. Well, if it goes down to 10 cents, you're like, shit, I'm down 90%. Well, can you invest $10,000 when it gets down to 10 cents is my question to you. If you can invest $10,000 and double your investment, there's no reason to sell. Because then you have $10,000 at 10 cents. You've got $10,000 at $1. Your cost average is already going to be lower than where we would have started buying. You're already going to be under 50-cent cost average, or right around it. So then I ask you, do you have 15,000? Because I usually advise to do 1.5 times your actual purchase at the very bottom if you're just going to hold. So then you would have a way lower cost average. And we all know XRP is going to be far above $1 when it's all said and done. But that's the point. If you don't have any money, you got to find the right exit points. Would you exit now for a historical crash? Fuck no. You'd be out of your fucking ever right mind, your everlasting mind if you fucking exited now. Yeah, I see a crash. I know a crash is coming. I already know. I can see it. The technical speak it. The manipulation tells it. But I wouldn't be getting out right now when we're in the middle of a nice bullish run. This is a short-term bullish move from last night that I told you guys exactly where to buy. I'm in on Doge at 0.264. I know you guys are in on XRP at $1.05. I know on XLM we're in at 32.5. DGB, you could have bought it right at 6.3. VeChain, I had it at 11.5. But that was in my Swing Traders Anonymous, so I highly suggest you guys check out my Swing Traders Anonymous if you want to see more content than just my XRP, XLM, DGB, and then my whatever I do in my sporadic moments. But XDC's been on my Swing Traders Anonymous. HBAR, Doge, Algo, ADA, Matic, XLM, AMP, DENT, XEM. There was an Ethereum Classic, Solana, which was my best call I've made in a long time. That gets this is one reason that I get upset sometimes that I come on so much to update. I had this perfectly drawn down to what I was going to do if it broke down, and if it caught either 66, you'll see, if it caught 66 or 58, I was going to go back all in. And what does it do when I'm not paying attention to? The perfect double bottom on 66, and I'm so worried about XRP, XLM, DGB, and trying to keep everybody on the right page. I completely didn't look at Solana for almost 2 days. And I was in the middle of my class yesterday, and when I scrolled down to Solana, I kind of had an epic rant in my class. About, like, this is kind of the only thing that fucking sucks about doing so much content. Because I always say I cost myself a shitload of money, and this is the perfect example. If I wasn't doing the YouTube, I would have never not been paying attention to Solana, because it would have been my A1 focus, because I knew what it was going to do in Discovery. And once it dumped, when I sold it at 79, I had a target of 66 or 58 that I even talked about. And the people in my class who actually paid attention to the Solana when I was doing it as a swing trade are fucking loving it right now. I should be one of them, loving it. Look how this pulled back. It was absolutely spectacular. Right to the 66. And then I had an 88 target for the first one, which it's almost exceeded. And then if it can consolidate back and probably hit that 80 line, 81 line, it can break up to what I was saying to that, and it would end up looking something like this. You know, and then it would figure out from there. But that's exactly what I've been talking about for so long. And that circle up at the top that I have an arrow pointed to is exact target where I told everybody I thought Solana would go in that range. And what do? I get so busy with all the other crap and all the emails and all the people ask me the same fucking questions that I've already answered. That's why sometimes I come on fiery. It's a good thing I was in my class, because if I wasn't in my class, I would have come out probably fiery as a fucking, I don't even fucking know how fiery I would have come out. But I was pissed when I seen it, because I had it all mapped out. I had it everything. It was perfect. It hit my spot fucking beautifully. And what did I do? I missed it. Because I'm a schlub. Because I care too much. Because I try too hard. And for what I ask. For all of you. But I won't make this Solana mistake again. I won't make a lot of these mistakes again. I can tell you that right now. But yeah, the Solana one was a huge kick in the old... But I mean, there's a few things that I can be happy about, because obviously Doge is up, what, 6% since I bought it. Not a little bit more than that, about 7% since I bought it. But a few other things that are gone unnoticed in our community. AU, I just put out a buy alert, if you guys remember, at 38 cents or 378 or whatever. It's up about 10%. I said it was going up 10 to 13% imminently. And then probably 50%, or it could 5x by the time it's all said and done. Well, it's already been up over 10.5% since I put out that alert. Also, I told you guys to buy GPL at 45 cents, and that's up in the last week and a half, up about 14.5%. And I put out a buy alert for Fortuna Silver Mines when it was at $3.75 or $3.84. And it's proceeded to go up about 12.5%. And also B2 Gold, I told you guys to buy when it was at $3.75, and it's proceeded to go up about 7.5%. So the commodities have been doing very well at the end of this week, and it's exactly what we were saying. We went down to bottom targets, and we've dropped off so much. So much. And then this morning I had a balance point of $4.10. And it went a little bit under it, but that's what I mean. It's not just our cryptos. I can do it in all markets, and I've been doing it in all markets. It's just I have to pull back, but I'm going to be doing a lot more commodity updates in my XRP Future Millionaire page. And I had a trading alert, but unfortunately only, and for the newcomers, or if you guys just didn't see it, because only 215 of you watched it, AAU developing buy for hold 5x end of year 10 to 15%. 10 to 15% run up in short term. And if you look at the price, at the time of this recording, AAU is at 0.3874. So, in just the time of that recording a couple days ago, you know, we're up from 0.384 up to 0.41. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but... And that was after it had already gone up. I put on an alert right before that, too, when it was at 3.7 something. But I came out and did a bigger update. But I knew our commodities were about to start having a nice push-up. Also, I put a buyout for IDEX as well. When it hit $2.08. Said the ideal spot would have been around $2. But it did hit our $2.08. And I actually bought in at $2.08. Again, when it was down there, as you guys know. And it made a nice little push up. So, I mean, we've been nailing it. And this is going to come up just like the commodity. This is ready to explode. It might have to come back down and create, who the hell knows. But it looks like it's consolidating sideways. And like I just said, the up, sideways, the down and sideways, you know, crashing back down, holding it. So you had a nice up in volume, but you had crashing, but still raising volume. Then you consolidated, crashing volume. Then it went up, a little bit up in volume. Right? And then it came down and consolidated, down and consolidating. This is a bullish reversal, in my opinion. At least in the short term. So, you ask yourself, when crypto was having bad days, my commodities were doing good. Now they're both doing good on the same day. My GPL's up almost 8.5% today. AU's up 6%. You know, if this keeps moving, it's going to be a real good day. Fortuna Silvermine, 6.5%. IDEX only up 1.5%, but as you can see, it just had a nice gain the last couple days as well. And then you come into our cryptos. I mean, this is why you stack the deck in your favor in every which way. And if you know what you're doing, you know, and you can show people and try to help them understand, then you really got something. I don't have anything yet. As far as an audience, I don't have anything yet. Our community's getting stronger and bigger, but we don't have anything yet. Until I can get first of all, it'd be 1,000 views per video, which hasn't happened yet. That would be the first major milestone where I'd be like, all right. But honestly, until I get to 10,000 subscribers, I don't think of this channel as anything but a blip on the radar. You can basically just flick us across the screen and nobody's probably ever going to even hear of us or see us or notice us. But the ones who do are very lucky because the algorithm is not friendly to me. And right now, my videos, it's showing my videos have like 350 views when they're first released for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. My analytics are showing over 500, the same exact as what it's been. So that doesn't help when it goes through the analytics. I don't know why it's doing that, but it's pissing me off. My subscribers were way off for the last couple days by 55 or 60. So it's a little frustrating. I can only do so much, YouTube. So let me go back to the questions because I like to be transparent with everybody. So let's see. Albert, what's going on? Ooh, I see a donation. Look at you guys. What do you think the top for XRP on this one? We'll go over that, Albert. Still Papes 589. What, 589 price XRP? If that's what you're talking about, you've been watching a lot of FUD stations. Delv Rippers, what's up, my guy? You got in at 28. Oh, I see what you're saying. Never mind. 28 cents. Oh, well, I mean, if you got in at 28 cents, I mean, that's up to you when we get up to wherever this break point is if you want to take profits. What I always tell everybody is, if you want to take profits, you sell it when you'll see when we get, I'll get back into my XRP and show you after I show DGB. But what I always tell people is you get into the profits, and right before it's about to jump down, when you can see a clear and decisive pattern that we're going to come down, you sell, and then when you buy back every one that you had at the bottom price. You decide how much you want to pay yourself, and then buy yourself as much over as you can. Or you just save it all and buy it all over. But that's how an easy way to pay yourself every level. And you don't have to play it for the 50-cent bottom or the 30-cent bottom, or if it gets to 10 cents. You can simply play it from, oh, it's at $1.30 and I'm waiting for it to get to $1.10. And I buy 25%, and then another dollar, at 80 cents or 9. You can do whatever. So I wish I could buy it at 10 cents right now, PB. John Caps, $19.99 blessing. That is incredible. Thank you, OG. That was very generous of you. You've been around for quite some time, and I much appreciate that continued support. Yes. Still papes. Yes, it would, and I absolutely liquidate personally before all the big drops. That's exactly why I do it, so I can accumulate way more on the bottom and not have to touch my money. It's like I'm adding all that money in, but I'm not. I showed everybody with Doge. I had 14,000 Doge when it was at 31.1. I took a $100 loss or whatever, sold it, bought it back at 26.4, and now I have over 15,500. And I took $400 out to pay myself before all this happened because I had profits from Solana. Let's see. When it dipped to 110, now waiting to see if 113 is. Yeah, I think Stacy, I think 113 is going to flip to new support. I think we're on our way to 118, to be honest with you. Dancing Jesus. So you're doing pretty good on AAU and GPL then. That's good to see because we had it before, but then we had to sell when we seen the collapse coming in the gold and silver markets. But plenty of heads up. But then I also give you plenty of heads up when we hit the bottom. And I'm so glad that you listened to that because that was, like I told everybody, that's the easiest 10 to 15% we could ever make. Just right off the bat. And GPL's up like 15 or 20% since the buy alert. So I'm glad you guys are actually paying attention to some of those. John Gibbs, $4.99. Wow. Thank you so much, John. Another long time. D-Man. No problem. I know. It's, what is it today? Friday? So, I understand. XRP Amy. Is XR... Yes. It's in a short-term bull flag, actually. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna go back to the charts, but I'm going through the comments. You guys have commented. It's my job to pay it forward and show you guys my appreciation by going through the comments, which I do. So yes, love, it's still in a bull flag. Holly Ann, Matty Ice, what's going on, my guy? How are you? Using his daughter's profile. Funny story, when I first met him, I used to call him Love because I thought he was a lady as well. And he very nicely said, "This is my daughter's account. You can call me whatever you want." No. Welcome in, Matty Ice. Fernando, XDC, any news other than your previous videos? Yeah, I can give you I can give you a pretty quick update. Stacy, thank you for $20. Seriously, I much appreciate it. I'm glad you laughed about that, Maddie, but you remember. He's like, "Hey, by the way, I'm Matt." I'm like, "Damn it, you are Matt." But at least you're coming in my analytics as another female that brings it up to almost 10%. By the way, our our audience is not only very attractive, but very, very smart, big-brained, and obviously some are disguised as men. Or men are disguising themselves as the... We have too much fun here. So, let's get into DGB. I told you, this is not like other programs. So DGB, it's simple. We've already had the top down. What I'm looking for is very simply, and I like to get out of the 4 hour when I do this with you guys. I like to get into the 1 minute. And yes, I take my time because you guys need to see it. And yes, I'm going to let TradingView dick around and do its thing. I'm not that guy who's going to be like, TradingView, you son of a bitch. We all know TradingView sucks when it comes to this kind of stuff, but we're trying to do a million different things. Oh, I see what you did there, TradingView. You tried to take my volume away. See what it just did there? It took my volume away. You believe this? Believe fucking TradingView? So, what we're expecting with DGB, we're in the 1 minute now. So, look at how it's creating this nice, sideways, nice and Easy, like waving a flag. See how it's at the top side? Conversely, if it was way down here, like it was waving the flag, you're probably going down. That's waving the bear flag at the bottom, especially after a big drop off. So, but we don't have to worry about that right now. So, DGB came up, and it's in between the two zones. And this is why I always say you should have it accurate. And at the time, it didn't matter because I just put it up there at 6, 7, 8, whatever. But it should be at 6, 7, and it's relevant for a reason. And this should be at 6, 4. Well, 6, 3, not 6, 4. It can be right there. That's fine. So, this had a nice little push-up. So, let's go to the 3-minute. So, we came up. So, traditionally, we're looking at the volume. We've got choppy volume. There's no doubt about that. It's choppy. So, we come up. We create this technical bottom here where we got a little bit of footing. It's a little descending. Then we made a push up. And then instead of consolidating, we bounced up. And then instead of consolidating down, we had a nice downward spiral. Consolidate a little bit sideways. So we had down, consolidating. Then we moved up. Do we have a push up in volume? Yes, we do. We start consolidating. Do we have a consolidation, a down and consolidating right there? We do. So now we continue. We're down, consolidating. Now we drop off and we're in the consolidation. Consolidating, consolidating, consolidating. We came down, we're consolidating, consolidating, consolidating. So we had a crashing, well, not even a crashing, but we have a we have a crashing and consolidating volume. And we did. We started initially, and it doesn't look like a lot again, guys, but we started crashing off of the 0.06, what was that, 666 level roughly, ironically. And we didn't catch ourselves. And how many percent is this? And like I said, it doesn't seem like a lot. But it took, and think of the people who are on the fence about, hey, I'm already down money. That dropped 1.61%, enough to leverage out people. Enough to take people out that have a short stop loss in, because they're thinking it's going to come right back down to here, and rightfully so. It failed to come all the way up here after it already moved up. So now you're like, oh, shit. But what did it do? It's consolidating now. So it could keep consolidating like this. Instead of pushing down, it could just come up into the next level and then decide what it's going to do. And that's kind of what I think is happening with all of crypto. I kind of think all of crypto, instead of consolidating back down to the old support, I think it's ready to move up to the next support structure. And it's all waiting on Bitcoin. It really is. Bitcoin's doing that exact thing I'm talking about. It's in between its two supports. We already talked about this. And the volume is so clear on Bitcoin. You had a nice rise in pump in volume, nice pump in price. You had a consolidation, down and consolidating volume with a consolidating price, and now you're coming back over. This last part where it consolidated up is, unless it breaks out here, because you do see a rise in volume, this is what you wanted. We had a consolidation, we had a consolidating price, a down and consolidating, volume, and then it's starting to pick back up ever so slightly, and it's showing it just a little bit in the volume. And I had a little dump off here as well in the volume. And now we started coming down a little bit. So I would expect, because this is technically, you're waving it, guys. You're waving this. You're playing this turn. I'd expect it to come up to the next level. I really would. I think we're going to make a play if it can push up to 49.3 very quickly. And probably go to the top side of 49.3 and start dicking around with 50,000. So Janine was or who asked me about XRP? So let's see. Hold on. Let me go back. I'm gonna go back in my comments real quick. I said I would answer it, and damn it, I'm gonna answer it. And I will go back through the comments for the rest of you lovely people that have commented, because I like to stay transparent with my audience. I do it better than anybody you'll ever see. It's a big part of what I do. I don't remember who said it. James, let's go indeed. Fernando, I know it was. I still laugh about the whole Matty Ice thing, even to this day. You're welcome, XRP Amy. That's what I'm trying to do. I really do. You better take your... No. I don't think you... I think you watch it right now and not take profits right now. Not yet. You retracted your statement. But I still seen it, XRP crew. I seen it. I'm doing good, Tom. Tom Nixon, how are you doing? It appears XTC support line is now 15. It's been I'm going to go to XTC in a second, and I will go to Matic. Hey, comedian, an up-and-coming rising star in the comment section as well. I really appreciate your constant support and motivation. Real talk. Yeah, everybody join Tom's Army. Be all you can be. We're looking for new members. Can we get one new member during this live stream? We're only 6 away from 200. Oh, yes, we fell below the Mendoza line, but that's okay because I will work to get back over it. So, with XRP, like we were talking about, XRP is waving that pear flag, and it's doing it absolutely beautifully right now. Or the bull flag, not the bear flag. The bull flag. And it's so easy to see. It's so easy. Like simple. This is super simple. This is like easy peasy lemon squeezy right now. So we go into the 30-minute. Actually, you know what? I'll make it easier for you guys so you can actually see the exact moments that I'm talking about. So, okay. We're already up, so we don't care about anything else back there. We just want to know, how did we get up to this 113 and can we go farther? So, okay. Typically on a jump like this, you'd come back down if you're not bullish right here, and this would be the end. And you'd come back down and have to retest to 108, and then probably go over if you had enough support structure. But what it's been doing in the last 3 sections now, except for the one where it had the W, where we had the implantation with the slightly ascending support structure at the bottom, we went up a level, which is great. We didn't really have much of an increase in volume, except right here we had the initial kick up, and then we came back down. So then we kind of consolidated just a tiny bit, and then we look. Did we have any increase in volume to this point? A little bit. Nothing special, but a little bit. That's a little bit. Then we consolidated. What happened? We came back down to that piss poor volume. Then we come over here. Hey, look at that nice increase. All right. Wait a minute. Let's go look at the indicator. Did we get any volume, or is this just bullshit move where the whales are just trying to trap us? All right. Nice increase in volume. That's looking pretty good. We got to the top of the... All right. Now we're looking and we're like, oh, shit. Now we're at the top of this support. Do we have to come back through support and come back and touch like the middle of here before we bounce back up, or possibly even come back to 108 and prove ultimate support down at 108? No. What ends up happening here, shit, we start riding the top side of 113. So now we're riding the top side of 113, and now we look. All right, that's an awfully big consolidation that's starting to go on in the 3-minute. Did we have crashing volume and a sideways consolidation in the volume? We sure did. So now the best logical thing is we've had rising price with rising volume, crashing price and consolidating price with crashing volume and sideways consolidation in the lower volume. So now we tightened our zone, and as we can show you right now, you have a pennant flag. It's actually, that's a terrible representation of it. But you have a pennant flag, something like that. So if we consolidate sideways, the chances are we're going up out of this pennant. And because of the length of the sideways consolidation, it's likely to say we're going up to the 118 level, where we're going to end up doing this exact same thing again. We're either going to create another pennant, or we're going to bounce and try to, do something like this to get to the next level. So, or what we want to happen is we come over, ideally, just like we seen on this zone. What we see right now is the most bullish indicator that we can get to the next level. That pennant flag, the crashing volume, and crashing price after the rise up, which it's a crashing price because it just fell down several percent like I showed you. And then it consolidated on the volume, which is ultra bullish. And then we take it to the next level, so we say, all right, it breaks up. So it breaks up. Now what you want is it to do the exact same thing up. We break down and now we're consolidating price. Well, now we've got the same thing happening. Now we're in another pennant. And the likelihood it is now after this pennant, we'd break up to 123. And now we're like, oh shit, what's going to happen here? Now it's getting interesting. Well, now it went up, and instead of doing that, it did this. Then it comes up and does this. Then it comes up and does this. And we're like, oh, fuck. Did it just pull head and shoulders out of its ass? You know, or it continues the same way. It comes up. Because right now, if it was going to do a head and shoulders, it would immediately pull up. Immediately. It would come up and pull up. Or it'd do one of these real quick. And then you'd be like, fuck. This is bearish on the 123. Now we know if it has this formation, we're coming back to 118. Right now, we have not had that indication yet that we would have to go back from 113 to 108. I could highly see this being the target that actually plays out. But I'm just saying, this is how you break it down. And this is why I say only level by level matters. The rest of it doesn't matter. 118 don't. Well, now 118 could matter. But right now, the only thing that matters is 113 to 118. After that, we're trying to see if we can do the same representation. Or are we going to turn into a head and shoulders type? Because we almost tried to do that here. But we had a nice consolidation that broke off of the head formation. Otherwise, this could have been a head outlet. That's why a lot of people were selling at 113. But you got to be aware of what it actually looks like. It's not all created equal. That's why people are like, can't everything be a head and shoulders? Yeah. And? Can't every Lewis line be created exactly, insanely alike? Lewis! This is why we have to go between the lines. Lewis! How do we know if we have bull or bear pennant flags? Lewis! How do I know if we're bullish or bearish? Lewis! I know I give the best technical analysis you've ever seen. Lewis! How dare you tell me the only reason I'm not good is because XRP goes between the lines? Lewis! Oh, what a great bit that was, and I'll never forget Lewis. I hope he's still watching secretly and he's just afraid to talk. I mean, how does that look? Is that a nice representation? Does that explain a little bit better what's going on? Maybe I should do my updates like this more often. See, that's why I need to be live. Oh, it definitely is after. But what do you guys see? Do you like the way I just say yes or no, honestly? Yes or no? Do you like the way I broke this down? That's how I talk to my class. Do you like the way I broke this down right now? I know. Axel, what's going on? Long time. Good to see that name down there. Hell yes. And by the way, I love being live if you can't tell. We got 56 people in here still. Wow. Look at me asking you guys like my class. XRP is relisting on Coinbase. I've been hearing that for quite some time. That would be something. So that's what I'm seeing. Just pay attention to this level. We got to go level by level. So that's XRP. So this is what we're looking. So when you see this down and sideways consolidation on the next level, especially over the support, this is ultra bullish. And honestly, I'd be a little surprised if it broke down to $1.08 from here. Nothing's off the table, what I'm saying. We're looking for the next burst of volume. So then when you break it down the same way with Doge, and I'll go to XLM, I'll go to XDC. But guys, don't be shy. If you want to join Tom's Army, now would be the time. If you want to send a donation, now would be the time. We've had a little bit of generosity here during the live stream, so I much appreciate that. I really do. It cannot be stated how important those donations and the memberships in Tom's Army is. The more members of Tom Army, the more often and more likely you'll see me go live, because that means I have to teach less classes. The less members of Tom's Army. I'm still going to put out the same content. That's what everybody gets confused about. I will always put out the same content as far as my daily updates. It's just a matter of how often can I go live. So, Right now, same thing with Doge. We broke over and the 28.1, 28.6. Even though you could technically say, okay, Tom, it's 27.7. As you said before, I know it's 27.7, but for current predicament, so fine, we'll go back to your 27.7 like I've been saying forever. Well, 27.5, I'm keeping it because that's just relevant. So 28.6, 28.1. So right now, the only thing that matters is where the lines are. So we look to see our pattern. So, again, we're going to come down here to the indicator. Our volume, the only indicator that really matters. La da da da, we're dicking around. Da 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 da. Hey, we found a little. Oh, fuck. We're down to our support. So we're at 27.5. So we did the typical bounce to the top side resistance, back to local support, even though it was a rise up from 26.4. So now, all of a sudden, we're like, all right, we kind of came up, but where the fuck's the volume? So this is a bearish move. This was bearish. That's why it came back down. There's no increase in volume, and we're still the exact volume. Now you have a push up, and you're looking, you're like, okay, you're running down here. What the hell? We just had a nice run up. Let's go run to the volume. First thing you should do, right when you see a run up, let's go to the volume. We run to the volume now, ladies and gentlemen. All right. This looking pretty good. Just came up again. Now we have a little dip. Okay, where'd our volume go? That's good. We ended, so our volume crashed. We have nowhere else to go. We should not have continued volume because we're not going up anymore. It should crash down back to nothing because we haven't moved. Well, now what we're looking for is big spikes of volume in the red. But now we're just consolidating sideways, little down, sideways. In this perspective, a sideways and down consolidation. And we're like, okay. Sideways, little up, and then back down. So sideways and down, consolidate. This is fantastic. So now, according to our indicator, our volume is looking good. We're on the bottom side of our resistance, but top side of our new support, but towards the top side. So now we know everything's looking good from a technical standpoint. We draw the technical bear flag or bullish flag, the pennant flag, whatever you want to call it, but I think it's bullish in this scenario. Now we're looking for a breakout up to the next level because we haven't met everything on an indicator standpoint. Barring some kind of dump off from Bitcoin, it's looking good. So now you're looking, you're like, all right, volume, you got up. Now we're coming down. Hey, what's this? You know, we leveled out again. So now you're back in the same situation. Or you come up, and this is another thing you watch for when you're breaking level to level. And how many times have you seen this? So you've seen the bullish scenario if it bounces up out of this. How many times have you seen, hey, we're on a new level? Bam! Damn it! Bam! All right. Oh, wait a minute. And then it does one of these on you, and then before you know it, you're right back to where that started. You might have bought in right before that breakout, and you were caught. And then you didn't even sell it at 31.5, and now you're sitting here at 28.1 again saying, what the fuck? That just happened in 2 fucking hours. Why didn't I sell it at 31? Because then it went back down to likely this is what happened. You watched it and it came off the head and you're like, holy shit, it just came down to 29.7. Oh, it bounced off support. Now we're at 30.5. Well, I can't sell it at 30.5 because damn it, I want that 31.6. Well, the right shoulder never comes past the neckline. The middle of the neckline typically. So you always get cut off short right about there. So you're always, out of the last 3 to 5%, costing yourself the entirety of that 20% move just to try to get that 3 to 5% on the head. Isn't that fucked up? But you're willing to lose now and say, oh, damn it, I sold out and cut my losses at 28.1. When you could have just sold at 29.7 and admitted that you fucked up, but still took your 7 to 9%. You know, these are all lessons that I like to teach on lives as well, because something tells me we could be looking at this exact scenario with Doge. That's why I drew it like that. I'm not saying it's going to happen or it's even probable. I'm just saying we have a scenario where I think by the end of this, we're going to have, look at that, it's all dressed up. So that's something I could see totally happening with Doge. Some of these, though, like XDC, the number I nailed was absolutely unbelievable. And the people in the Swing Traders Anonymous and my class understand how perfect that was. When I called this, we had just went on a rise. We were way up here, ladies and gentlemen. And a lot of people were in my Swing Traders Anonymous saying, where do I buy, Tom? We were way up. I mean, we were way up here. It was just the 23rd, ladies and gentlemen. I said, don't buy up here. No, this is bad. I said, I know the support level could be 17 cents, but I wouldn't buy there. And then there's 15.7. I said, I wouldn't feel safe, though, in that area. And I told everybody very clear, I thought we were going to crash down 10 to 15%. And I said, for me, the safest area to buy would be 14.3, but I would be comfortable starting to buy at 13.9, but ultimately at 13.5. And then I had a separation on 12.7 because I said if it doesn't hold there, you have a significant drop. So I said 13.5 was the likely spot to have a nice bounce. What happened, ladies and gentlemen? Not only did we bounce off of 13.5, now I'm getting questions. Tom, do I sell? Well, in the same story as I just showed you, now you should be able to answer that question. Okay, Tom, you said to buy at 13.5. What's so important about this level? All right, just, we had a nice little bounce and we came down. Well, the volume never changed. In fact, it came down a little bit, which represented the crashing price a little bit. Hit the recent support. Then it took off and you're like, holy shit, this guy might know what he's talking about after all. And then you ask me, well, what do we do now? Well, we had a nice pump in volume. Nice pump in price. Now we had a nice pullback in price. And we have a nice pullback in volume and consolidation now while we're consolidating. So the most likely scenario is, as long as market conditions stay good, we're in a pennant. And this pennant should break back up to the top side. And at the very least, it'll retest its top point around 16 cents. But it's seemingly trying to tell us that we're going to try to finish off this part of the cup and handle and then try to work our way up. So 0.163 would be the next logical move for XDC, or 0.15. Back up to that 0.157 area at minimum. But I think it's going to make a move up to about 0.163 on this next sudden burst up. Or 0.159 would be a good range. So, what? Oh, I'm live. I've been live. Holy hell. I did not realize there was more donations. Wow. Michael, thanks for that $19.99 blessing. That's crazy. Shane, thank you for the 25. Keep up the great work. And Ed, with the $50. Are you guys shitting me? That was a nice little burst. Maybe I should go away and talk for like 20 minutes at a time and see what... No, seriously, thank you so much. Yeah, Coinbase is absolutely a rumor. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I got to take like a 3 to 5 minute break. Got to go blow my nose. Got to go roll a joint. I'm sure you guys can understand. So, you're not going to look at my Charles Schwab. You're going to listen to... Here, you guys can listen to Sunny Days real quick, and then it'll go into my intro. My
Sunny days, sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. I wear glasses 'cause I'm so cool. I can predict the charts. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days. Join Tom's Army for $9.99 a month.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm smoking a joint with Julie and her injured self. So, you sit back and enjoy Mother Second Choice by Mr. Anthony Carter. And if you don't like that, too damn bad, get the hell out.
I'm gonna tell you now, and it's raining just awful. This feeling coming over me. I'm gonna lose again. I still been running it. This battle's deep inside of me. It's taking over me. I've written this morning. Behind these eyes, you can see me in my struggle. Behind these eyes, you can read my book of pain. In a field of broken dreams, degenerated in the shadows. Are your demons coming out to watch you fade out? Yeah, this feeling coming over me. I'm gonna lose again. I still am grounded in it. This battle's deep inside of me. It's taking over me. I've written this morning.
Good afternoon, 4:10 Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast on AM 760, coast to coast here in the great state of Maine. Coming at you, Al Davis from Sweet Canton Hall. No, I don't know. I am not in Maine, as Juju informs me. I am not. But I am in the great state of somewhere. Of Michigan. Somewhere. Hidden in the state of Michigan. Like Waldo. I very, very rarely come out of my shell and go see my shadow. Although Waldo is hitting a bunch of people, and I wouldn't be caught dead amongst that many people. So, let's see. Let me go back to where we were at. So, hey, 42, you stuck it out. I see we lost 24 people. Well, you know what? Too bad. That's just the way it goes. So, Wancho XRP won't crash, you guarantee it. You know, I heard that before when I said this at $1.90 and $1.60, and then it went to 52 cents. So, I'm not saying it's crashing right now. I'm just saying when we get to the top of this pattern, like I've been saying, and I've called this exact up and down. So, what am I going to suddenly forget how to do technical analysis, and XRP is just going to suddenly slip my grasp? If I'm able to do it like this every single day, what makes you believe that I can't see what's going to happen 3 weeks out or 2 months out? Remember, I did predict this off the bottom as well. Just some of you had a selective choice of hearing what you wanted to hear. All right, let's see who else is still here. I'm going to go through and see who's actually watching still, because then I can... see who's actually watching so I can go through your comments at the bottom. But thank you for that $50, real talk. I think I said it already, but it's still up on my screen. Oh no, I'm still smoking the joint. Absolutely, and I actually just did a DGB update, but I'd be glad to give it again because, well, I know everything about DGB. It's my baby. So basically DGB, oh no, I never did get to DGB. Never mind, I was going to do another part on DGB. That's what I was going to do before I got up. So, basically what we're looking at with DGB, just like we're looking at with the rest. We're going to bring it out into the 15-minute. But DGB is kind of, we're looking at it from a different perspective because it's already had a run. Just prior to this, it had its move. But I think it's in a similar pattern, so it's not much to worry about. It's just it has more of a, it has a descending grasp of itself where it started this pattern. Unlike XRP has an ascending support at the bottom. This is more of a descending structure, which is fine as long as we stay in the same bullish scenario with Bitcoin. So this is what we were talking about before. So we had crashing volume, crashing price. Remember how I said most times out of the pennant? I just said this too, which I'm so glad it did what it did. Most times out of the pennant, it'll break down to trick people and then it'll make its move up. That's exactly what it's showing. We have an increase in volume, but we have a falling price. So that's actually exactly what it should do in that scenario because it's red volume. But it broke out of it. And now let's see how quickly it pulls back up. This is what you want to see, and then I'm going to show you the second thing I look at. So it went from 6.5, from the 6.59 to the 6.5. So then we go into the 1 minute. Okay, well, it pulled right back up immediately into that area. Now we look at Bitcoin. Okay, well, it wasn't Bitcoin. So that was a little dump to try to throw people off on DGB. So now we go across some of the board. Well, there's XRP, ladies and gentlemen. We were just talking about waiting for that breakout. And right as I turn the screen, look what happened in the 1 minute. We finally got a burst of volume to push us, not into the next zone yet, but it pushed us over that 113 line. But what happened? I just showed you guys exactly what was going to happen just minutes ago. I said it would likely fall out of it before it breaks up. I just showed you this. So you want to know why you should join Tom's Army? That's why. You want to know why you should subscribe to the channel? I just showed you what was going to happen out of the pennant. It faked people out down just under 113, pulled it back up in the same candle, and you can see it right here. It broke initially out of the pennant, and then it immediately turned up. So now somebody sells at $1.12.9, and now right when they sell it, it's at 114.8. It doesn't seem like a lot, but now that's the start of the next push up, and it was that little fake out that started it all. So now that person not only sold, he missed out on this is the kicker, 1.7%, and he probably had to pay 1% out fees, and he's watching it go up to the next level. Because now it's on the top side of support with a burst. I sure did, Jordan. That's exactly why I did it, too, because I knew it was going to break down like that. That's what always happens. And trust me, I used to get caught in this crap all the time. Thank you, Chico. Yeah, not everybody loves the information I provide. Like I keep saying, apparently some people don't like the accuracy, and especially some of the stations, which I absolutely understand. Because if I was one of those stations and I just did FUD, and then you'd have somebody like me, it's like, uh-oh. It only takes one person who can uncover their bullshit for the rest of the world to see it. That's why when most people get to the big leagues, they get exposed. It only takes, anybody can work amongst boys. What happens when you actually go up against real competition? Most of them fold. Even the guys that you respect, most of them I laugh about because it's like, you guys think they're good, but they're really not. Because I watch them. There's so many of them. They're all fanatics. They're all trying to finesse you into bullshit. And if you're watching anybody who's, the number one giveaway is if they're promoting a coin and they're saying, hey, the next SafeMoon. Although SafeMoon, it gets a bad rap too because of the run, guys. If it wasn't for people like the Run guys, SafeMoon would be a much better fucking coin. They pumped it up so much in the beginning because they were getting paid to do it. And people on YouTube that fucked over that whole community. That's a very strong community. That's one of the bigger independent communities. And it sucks that they got caught up in all that bullshit. But hey. Let's see. What's the minimum price for XRP if the massive crash happens? The minimum price? Like, you mean like minimum? Like if we break under $1, what's the minimum price on a crash? Because a crash from here, from a minimum standpoint, are you talking 25, 30%? Are you talking about 50% or more? Because there's a minimum with 100% accuracy at 89 cents or 91 cents and all the way down to that 78 cent part. Or 81 cent is where I would say 100% accuracy. It's going to at least hit 81 cents. Like I always break it down. And then 75%, we're going down to 73 cent range. Then 65%, we come down to the 65 cent range. Then 55%, we're at the 53 to 58 range. And then a 50% chance we're at 48 to 52. And you go from there. And then there's like a 7.5% chance XRP comes under 12 cents. And nobody wants to listen, but XRP started at 12.5 cents on this pattern. And a little bit below it, actually. So if it does that where we started, and everybody wants to decouple Bitcoin, well, how are you going to decouple Bitcoin if we're not going back to Bitcoin levels at 12.5? At 12.5K, Bitcoin would have to make that downturn to 8,500, and XRP would have to make the downturn point from 12.5 cents to the downturn to like 8.5 cents to decouple from Bitcoin. That's the only way it can happen. It cannot decouple until it gets to the bottom of the patterns. So how everybody always says, hey, we decoupled Bitcoin. How exactly? I'm sorry, was I asleep? When did we get back to the bottom? I didn't see Bitcoin touch 12,000. I didn't see XRP sub 15 cents. So how are we going to do it? John Gibbs with... Didn't you already donate $19.99? Not that I'm not saying that I care, but I feel like I've already read that before, $19.99. Keep on keeping on, because I appreciate the blessing. But, any thoughts on how high XRP can go before everything goes to hell, end of year is? Well, John, it's not going to be end of year when XRP goes to hell. That's the thing. By the end of year, XRP could be looking awesome. If we have the big crash and it's ending by the end of October, first week of November, because you'll start to see a lot of people pointing to my time frame around October, because I've been talking about the pumpkin since fucking, I don't know, March, April, May. Somewhere in May, I've been saying, hey, when you see the pumpkins, few people caught up on it or picked up on it, but now you'll see stations that say the November crash. A lot of them, they talk about it in November, closer to Christmas, or around Thanksgiving. Not very many stations are talking about it at the end of October or first week of November. They're all talking about the end of November. I hear Vincenzo talks about it the first week of November, end of October too, because he sees it on the chart. But not very many people are talking. Actually, not very many people at all. Most people think we just hit the crash back down to $1.05, and now they think they're geniuses. Haha, Tom, we bounced off $1.05, you dumb fuck. We're not at 48 cents. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you watching? Did I not just tell you to buy it at $1.05? That's the biggest kick in the balls. Tom, you said it was going to 48 cents, you scumbag. Yeah, in the long term, but are you watching the everyday short-term analysis when I told you exactly where to buy? You couldn't have done it any better on this one. Let's see. That's I told everybody, Sean. I'm glad you said that, Sean. I told everybody all this bullshit. We could not have it. When did I tell you guys? The earliest we could have an XRP case ending is September 28th. So until we get to September 28th, whenever somebody says, "Oh, case is closing next week," I know I've been snoozing since fucking May. Because I heard it firsthand when they said we're not going to do anything until the end of September. Wake me up in November. when it comes to the ISO. But in October, you can wake me up because we're going to have the crash. But I'm telling you guys, it's going to get delayed in September. The exemption can go all the way out into fucking next year for the XRP case. These same FUD stations told you it was going to end in May, it was going to end in June, it's going to end in July, in August. You know, Jordan, that would be a great song to play as well. By, hold on, wait. Is that Green Day saying Wake Me Up When September Ends? There we go, look at that knowledge. Dropping my old man knowledge right there. So are you, Jordan. Let me go back through the comments, and then I'm going to cover XLM even further because we're getting to a breaking point. This is what you want to see, guys. Look, we made the poll. Remember what we just seen on XRP, ladies and gentlemen? You're about to see it again. You want to see what's going to happen with the... We're about to have a... Well, that's too far, but we're about to have a small breakout for XLM. We did the exact... Son of a bitch. We did the same thing as XRP. We did the crashing volume, crashing price, consolidating, and then we dropped out of the pennant. Now we're probably going to have an indicator where we're going to shoot up, and we're just going to bounce up out of the top of it. And then you guys are going to be able to see again how they get people to lose their position right before we bounce because it breaks to the bottom side of support even farther. So then they're like, oh, I'll just buy in at 34 cents. Or 33.8 in this case. But then I'll never understand it. Hey, I sold at 31 cents to buy at 30 cents, and I'm paying the crypto tax and the short-term sale on my crypto for 1 cent. Knowing it's going to come back up. The only time I liquidate is when I know I'm going to lose 10 or 15% at a time. You know, I've held it multiple times with even XRP and Doge, all these. I don't want to sell any of it. But when I looked at the chart one day and I seen it was about to go down fucking 75, 80%, I'm not going to hold it. Great, now I got $2 to work with. I don't know where the control is. No! Oh my god, how much did I spill out of there, Julie? Sorry guys, I have a situation. I spilled my weed. And by the looks of it, it looks like a lot. It's sitting on the floor. How the hell did it get on Buzz Lightyear? Guys, Buzz Lightyear just tried to steal my marijuana. Can you believe this fucking guy? Jesus Christ. Man, that went flying. How the hell did that happen? Alright, sorry about that. This time, what did we get? Cherry pie, it's called. Man, it's pretty fire, too. Like, I wanted the lemon meringue, but my, the lady that brings it to me, she had already left, and she messaged me. She's like, I hope you like cherry pie. It's fire. Oh, shit. And I was like, okay, but in my head, I'm like, I want the lemon meringue. Because I love lemon strands, and this one's better, but, you know. But, no, I'm not getting off track. They know I ramble until we move on to the next level. This is what I do best. They're waiting for me to tell them what's going to happen, but I have to wait for the chart to do it so that they can see I've already told them. So is anybody doing anything interesting this weekend? It's Friday. I know there's 51 people in here. No, yeah, the FOMO sucks. Hey, Ruby from Southfield, Michigan in the house? Holy smokes. Right down the road in Clawson, Michigan, Ruby. Wow, that's awesome. I live literally, honestly, right, what is that, 15 minutes from us? You're like 15 minutes away from where I live, something like that. Depending on where you're at in Southfield. I literally live right down the road in Clawson. That is crazy. You're the closest person I've ever seen in my YouTube. As Beavis would say, this is the coolest thing I have ever seen. Actually, that was Butthead. Look at that terrible reference. Hey, I know exactly where Southfield, Coney Island is. Holy hell, that would be awesome. Wow. Yep, that's in old Detroit still, Papes. Yeah, that's near Detroit. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, Ruby. That's kind of cool, isn't it? Right down the road at the Coney Island. It's a small world indeed. The Southfield, Coney Island. I mean, it's not a terrible drive. A little bit that. Well, no, it's not even that far. Oh, there's lots of old man references here. Oh, I know it's not the best Coney Island. I know exactly where it's at. I've eaten there a time or two when I used to be back in my hood days. Back in the early to mid-20s, I used to hang out down in a not-so-great area with not-so-great people. I mean, they were good people, but not the greatest area. Down on 7 and Maross, so you know exactly where I'm talking about. Obviously. He had the old fightings of the Bloods and Crips over in that area. But they liked my marijuana. Because I grew the best shit anybody had ever smoked at the time. Alright, so let's get back on track. Since, but see what I was telling you guys? What happened with XLM, ladies and gentlemen? While we were talking, I was trying to distract you. Did you see how accurate I am? If you haven't joined Tom's Army, what the hell are you waiting for? Join Tom's Army, or at least subscribe to the channel, or hit that like button. But I do this all day, every day. And that's why I say if we can get to more, if I can get more people to be part of Tom's Army, I can do this more often live. See how that works? This is just a small teaser. You see what just happened here, right? They faked us out of the bottom of the pennant, like I said. And then it immediately bounced up to the top side. Immediately. And look at Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the Doge. I haven't even paid attention to my Doge. Look at the Doge. I told you guys. They were going to fake us to the bottom side. I just showed you this on Doge. And then we're going to come top side. And there it is. We moved to the top side as predicted at the start of the stream. Man, who could have seen this coming? These are my favorite kind of days. How do you call me and pick my brain? Well, you schedule a one-on-one. I get that question all the time. Here I'm on. I have Julie's phone. But you can go to look up my email. I'm gonna type it in on Julie's phone in the chat. It says Strut Regatta. Oh, of course it has no. Just copy that. I don't know why it doesn't have a thing for you just to click on. But send me an email. If I had a nickel for every time somebody asked me how they could talk to me one-on-one, I would have a lot of nickels. But for the amount of people that have actually been like, all right, let's schedule something one-on-one and have followed through with it, I would have a handful of nickels. Or a couple handfuls. But no, I've been setting up more one-on-one, and I leave it up to the person, man. I've had people schedule anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour based on a wide range of prices that I don't even talk. I don't ever put it out there. The person does, knowing that, you know, I'm a very busy person and I do a lot of shit. Not to say that I want your money, but it's definitely a motivating factor. Because, you know, it helps me stay away from teaching classes. And if I could do that more and be on YouTube more, well, it's one thing to put out content It's another thing to put it out live, and that's what I crave to do, is put it out live instead of just in updates. Oh, no problem, PB, but just send me a message at strutbergali@gmail.com. It says it right below where you said. It's even in my video description. But this is exactly what we were talking about, guys. So even on the fly, how many people do you know is coming out on the fly and is going to tell you exactly what's going to happen and stays on long enough for you guys to witness it? I don't know of any others. I can't think of one other person that's on here who actively... I see a bunch of people on saying we're on breakout watch. Mr. Cobb. We've been on a breakout watch since 1974. We haven't broke out. That's how it feels. We've been on a breakout watch since... what, 2017? These same people are still on the same breakout. You know what's happened? They've got a little older... a little less reliable, and some of them have gone on a hell of a lot more steroids over the time, you know. So, but because of all their bullshit, I do this. That's why I'm on here. All I was trying to do was build my XRP up to 10,000 XRP coins. That's all I cared about. And I got up to 7,200. No, I was up to 4,500. And XRP was about 44 cents. And I'm like, I can't rely on any of these people. They're all fucking morons. I can do this. I'm like, I can't watch this. Nobody's telling me what the hell's actually happening. And then I'll never forget, I bought it at like 54 cents. And my technical analysis said it was going back down under 50. But I'm listening to this asshole telling me it's about to go way up. So I'm like, I could buy a couple $100 more right here. Not having a ton of money to put towards it. And what happens? It fucking goes down 12% right after I bought it. I was about, and it wasn't about the fact it went down 12%. I could have got $200 more for 12% less, was the point. And now this schlub comes on the next day saying, well, we did say it could possibly go down. No, motherfucker, you said we're going to the moon tomorrow. And if I go take a shit and turn my power off, it's going to be $1,000. So clearly it could go up 8 cents, I'm not even looking for that $10 you just said. I'm just looking for it to go up to 49 cents or 59 cents from 53, not 42. And then that was the first time I ever got to buy it under 40 cents. I was so pissed. Imagine buying it at 53 cents and the next day it goes to 38. That's why Elvis never left the toilet, ladies and gentlemen. So look at what happened again. Remember what we said when we broke up to the next level? So we broke up, and now in the 1 minute, it's already telling you we're in a consolidation mode. Forget the 3, forget the 5, forget the 15. It can't tell you this right now. Only the 1 minute can tell you we're consolidating right now. According to the 3 minute, we're still in an up and up. The 15, it still says we're going straight up. But the 1 minute right now, for Bitcoin is saying, okay, we've done it. Done it again at this level. The last level we got out of, we did the consolidation. You see how it looks. We did just fine. Now, what did we say before? When we got to the next level, we got to do it all over again. It's quite convenient how this always works out. So, and now we're trying to push up to the next. So now it's, do we bounce down and have to replay this? Or do we just, hey, now we pull down a little bit, hey. So now we're looking good. So now we go back to the indicators, and I'm going to show you again how we do this before it ever happens. And then while we're doing this in the 1 minute, it can shoot up, and then it makes you look even better because we already said it was going to go higher. So you pull it out. Ah, shit. Doesn't even have to be big. You can do a small one. You can do a big, whatever. So now you're looking at it, and you're like, okay, well, obviously it's got to trade between the line now. Lewis doesn't know anything about that. Lewis! Even though this is the pennant lines, Lewis, when it breaks down, that would be a sell signal. Even though that's also a trap to sell people or to get people out of their position. It's a fake out. So what'll end up happening, if this holds up, it would do that, and then it would break down again, and then it would immediately pop back to the top side of the pennant. That's why I always laugh when people are like, oh, it's going to break right to the top of the pennant. Are you sure? Most of the time, it breaks immediately down in the 1 minute and then pops up. Sure, it always looks like it's great off of the 15 and 30, but or the 4 hour, but most people who are trading in the moment are looking, you should be looking at the 1 minute. But the people on YouTube telling you that they're showing you swing trades are in the hour or 45. Now I ask you, in the 45 minute, how the hell are you going to tell me what it's about to do right now in the 45? That just looks like it's up, and away. The 1 minute, it's like, hey, there's some red there. Right? There's a lot more. I mean, if you're trading in the moment, you got to trade in the 1 minute, but then you pull it out to further time frames to, you know, confirm what you're doing. I did. John, it's, I'm using Julie. You'll see Julie Arwine on here. I'm on her YouTube with her phone so that I can read your guys' comments so I don't have to look on mine. Otherwise, you're going to see this, and nobody wants to see that shit going through. It's annoying. So, it says strutregali@gmail.com. I just put it in chat. Same thing with you, Ken. Everybody, if you want to schedule a one-on-one, message me at strutregali@gmail.com. It's in the bottom of the chat. It's literally in the bottom of the chat. And yeah, that's exactly what you need to do. Email me one-on-one. We'll go back and forth. You'll give me a fair price or a fair whatever, what you're working with. And if you ask me what other people have given me, it's gone, like I've told people, anywhere, and this is not a joke. It's technical analysis, guys, and I'm not going to tell you the prices until we talk independently, but it's expensive what people are willing to pay. And I've done it for some people that have no money for very little, but you take advantage of the system and I find out, you know, I don't help anymore. I do it on a loyalty. I do it on a, you help me, I help you. You understand my situation, I understand yours basis. If you're more well off, don't be a dick. If you're less well off, I'm willing to lean a little bit. A lot, actually. I'm very flexible. But if you're well off and you're just trying to get over on me, well, you can go fuck yourself and I'll figure it out real fucking quick. Because you guys like to tell me how much XRP you have. So if you're telling me you have 300,000 XRP, but you offer me $5 for 10 minutes, well, now, and conversely, if you have 100 XRP and you say, hey, I got $1, you know, or $5 for 10 minutes, I'll be like, sure. If you're a millionaire and you offer me it, I'll say, are you out of your fucking mind? You should know your self-worth. I know mine. Do you know yours? And you should also know where you need to step in and help. Do you? What did you say, Julie? So, if that offends anybody, you know, that's just how it goes. So that's how I figure out my pricing. I've never... For a single person that I've done one-on-one, and you literally have my phone number. We talk one-on-one. I get your phone number, and I have to trust you. So if I don't trust you right off the bat, it's not going to happen. But I've only come across a few people. And now, in the 1 minute, it's showing you we came back to the top, right? We came right now. We weren't ready to break out of this yet, correct? This is the next move. This is why it's so important to look in the 1 minute. You see how it was temporarily breaking out? Well, now we're right back into the wedge. Now we're right back into the same pattern. Remember what happened down here as well? We prematurely got into here. We were up, and then look how we bounced up to the top. I just made it bigger on this one, but this is a better example of exactly what happened at the level below us. It did the exact same thing. So if it plays out the same way, we shouldn't have any problem getting up to the next level. This is ultra bullish what just happened here. This is a bullish move to the next level. So hopefully Bitcoin can work again to, you know, back up to 50,000 like we're hoping for. This has been nothing short of spectacular, ladies and gentlemen, what we've accomplished since not only pre-dump when I announced a 10 to 15% drop across the board when it happened hours later. I told you the exact double bottom when it first happened, and I made the rounding of the bottom and told you guys you can either buy in here or wait for it to come down and double tap. And what happened? It bounced exactly off it, and hours later, we ended up exploding, and now we're sitting here about 16, 17 hours later, and across the board, we're up anywhere from 6 to 15%, depending on what you have. I know on Doge, for me personally, today, I'm up 7.5%. And then I'm up another about 2.5%. So I'm up about 9.5%, 10% on Doge right now. I'm fucking thrilled. You guys on XRP bought it at $1.05. Yeah, and you're about 9.5%, 10%, maybe a little bit more as well. Same thing, XLM's came up from 32.5 cents at the bottom. So we're feeling real good. Real good. For you guys that use the Solano and actually played my lines that I started this and aforementioned bitched about. But now look at Solano in the 1 minute. Now it's coming down a little bit. This is what I was talking about. It's going to come down just a tad bit. It might have blew its wad here. Now it's going to have to come back down into the trading zone. It created a head and shoulders in the 1 minute because it blew up too quick. Now it's likely going to have to come back down and retest this area and maybe further. But it's definitely going to come back down into this lower zone. So now somebody bought it. Now they're going to be down and out at 84.5 before it can ever break up, even if it wants to the next zone. Because they got prematurely fucked. But man, I am so happy with how this turned out the last couple of days. Like, hopefully a few of you guys will join Tom's army, especially if maybe not the ones who are watching right now in the live, but if you're new watching this after the live comes out, because I'm not going to put an update out for a minute, because I want people to see the live. But the total crypto, well, I will put a live up after, but the total crypto market cap's up 11.2 trillion. I told you guys, this was one of the more easily predictable moves that I could have ever made. Because them options expired today. It was too perfect. It was too perfect. And if we move to the next level from here and retest the old support, or the old resistance, now we're at my guaranteed levels in my head. Now is the dangerous spot. Now what are we going to do? All these prematurely broke out of this pennant way too early. But they went to the top side of their next level. So Bitcoin, like I said, they're all running on Bitcoin. But I mean, look what happened here, guys. And this shows no signs of slowing down. We're not slowing down yet. And if you bought it where I told you yesterday, you are sitting so fucking pretty. I'm so happy right now because I know across the board everybody bought it at the fucking beautiful time. No! No, Pack! No! No! If you have XLM or XRP, you keep it and don't switch it for each other, period. You don't switch XRP for XLM and you don't switch XLM for XRP. They're both on the same level. Understand what you have is gold. You do not swap it out for XRP, period. Do not. N-O. Just like if you had XRP, you do not swap it out for XLM. You keep them both. Absolutely, John and Pat. Yes. I love you too, Pack, and I'm not going to lead you in the wrong direction. XLM, in my opinion, is so underrated, it's going to surprise a lot of people. You might just surprise yourself with what you're holding. Real talk. Steve, what's going on? Wow, we're up to 64 people in here now. What happened? I guess I'll try to get the word out a little bit more, guys. I'm going to be a dick. I'm going to do a little advertising real quick. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to share it to Twitter. Oh, not a rare moment, a rare opportunity. A rare opportunity. We got to spice it up a little bit after all, ladies. You know, I might as well give our Discord a heads up as well, since everybody always complains that I don't tell them I'm live. But I did do it once. I think I did this once. I bet you guys are like, look at this fucking dick. What's he doing? How dare you? How dare you use your platform to get more people? But no, I mean, it's been a good day. It's been a good day. Commodities, it's just been a good day. Forget about what I'm up in crypto. AAU's up 6.15% roughly, 6.2%. GPL's up 6.3%. B2 Gold's up 4.1%. And Fortuna Silver Mines is up 6.19%. To cap a week, up 13% since last Friday when I told you guys, last Thursday roughly. We were all over the gold, silver, and commodities market. I know. The only thing that matters is our crypto. I get it. I know. I make love to my crypto too, believe me. But I also have the wherewithal to understand that with the commodities, you can have a hit it and quit it type relationship, and you can stock up long term and have it on the down low, or whatever you want to do with your gold and silver. Buy some of it, and you can smoke with it. You can massage it. You can even tell it it's a shiny, shiny, shiny tool. You can do whatever you want. You can look at yourself with it. You know, you can bench press with it. You can do whatever. You can build muscle. But you should have a wide variety in your portfolio. You really should. And that's why every single week, I always try to throw in my commodities. And I know we've been lacking a little bit on the commodities coverage, and that's for a reason, because we've been having weird market structures. And when we have stuff like this, I still go over, but we're going to get back to more of the commodities and everything. And right now is a good time just to real quick while we're in. I know we're moving, but we're stuck in this level now, ladies and gentlemen. So the best thing you can do is let it play this few seconds out so your mind doesn't explode. So let's go over the list real quick. So the Dow Jones ended the week up 242 at 35,455. The U.S. dollar index is down 0.38% at 36 cents, which is perfectly understandable. It's down to 92.683. And whenever it's down, crypto's going up. When the dollar goes up, crypto generally goes down. That's just for whatever reason. That's a rule of thumb for the most part. Gold or crude oil, crude oil is up 0.94 or 94 cents, up 1.39% to 68.52. Gold's up to 18.17 per ounce, and that's a 1.43% gain so far. So that's pretty good. It had a pretty good week. Had a nice reversal from 6. And the crazy thing with gold, again, guys, this is another one that I called from a very far time frame out. In fact, it's when I used to use those old colors. And I called this so far back. Every other station was calling for a breakout in gold. And I said, it's going to break this trend line. And I had a underneath target. And that, out of anything that I can think of in recent memory, even more than the XRP call or the crypto crash call, just because of the momentum this was building and the fact that it had already come down a level, everybody was convinced this was finishing off a cup and handle when it was at 1860, 1840. And I said, guys, it's not only coming down, and I called this way farther out. It was way up here too, but in the short term, and I said, it's coming down to this level. And I had it right down to where the candle wick came way down to. It was absolutely incredible. And then I have the call right up to here before I believe it could flip back down and retest that support or even farther. So that was an absolutely beautiful call that goes unnoticed a lot. Silver up 1.98% to 24.02. That was why I bought Fortuna Silver Mines. I thought it was having a reversal. And Fortuna Silver Mines often has this big pump, and it has a bigger pump than most. So we'll see what happens. But I seen this reversal wick, and that's when I was telling you guys to buy. Fortuna Silver Mines was up 6.3% today to $4.39. It's down 0.11% in after hours. Platinum was up $30.60 or 3.13% to $1,009.60. Copper's up was up 1.98% to $4.31 a pound. Barrick Gold's up 2.58%, well, 2.73% cumulatively to $20.24. Kinross was up $3.60, had a healthy move this week, back up over $6 to $6.05. Yamana Gold was up a nice 3.98% today to $4.46. B2 Gold was up 4.08%, or 3.98% to $3.91. GPL ended the week after a great day, even yesterday and the day before, or well, 2 days ago, it was up 10%. It ended the week up today 6.27% to 0.5217. AU was up 6.22% up to 0.4195 to cap off a plus 13% week roughly of 12.5%. Commerce Resources, which is our niobium mine, was up 0.15%. It seems like it's hit this bottom, and I believe this is now where we have to do consolidation. It's just so hard to buy this thing that when I went to buy this earlier, it wanted to sell it to me at some ridiculous price, and it's only doing about 52,000 in volume a day. But I'm convinced that this is ready to start making its move back up. Look how much it's come down, and this is just telling a smaller story, so we're going to have to keep our eye on that very closely. Fuel cell, this is your hydrogen battery, was up 2.61% and then down 0.16% to 627 in after hours. But this had a healthy run of plus 10%, but it's been up and down, up and down. iBio was up 4.10%. I had a buy alert at $1.13, and it actually went up about 11% from there. IDEX is up 1.78%, but cumulatively 1.4 or 1.56%. We had a buy at $2.08, so we're going to see how this plays out. That was the ultimate buy. Total crypto market cap is up 10.7 trillion, and it went up from 1.97 to 2.07 trillion very quickly. Tether's up or down 0.06% to $33.16. And then we got our crypto market. ADA's up 13.31% to $2.86. But we've already seen all this. I don't want to go step by step on our cryptos. But it's always important to keep that in mind. And also keep in mind at 8 o'clock, we have the flip of the market. So at 8:01, we need to see if we stay red. Because for all intents and purposes, these options that were being flipped around, I mean, we're running out of time here now. This was the push-up. So are we going to have an immediate fallback? You know, when we get to 8:05, and that's got to be a big question on everybody's mind. That's why we're watching these so closely. But I'm going to have to end this live stream shortly, guys. I've been on for, I don't know how long I've been on. It's been a while. Let me go to my YouTube and see if it shows me. Whoops. You guys know how long I've been live? Out of curiosity, does it tell you? I know it's been over an hour. I've been on for an hour and 45 minutes already. Jesus Christ. Sniff, thanks for the $5. That blessing. You put me on to GPL and B2 Gold, and they've been good to me. Check out the Crypto Simonium Space Cubes and the ETF Brownhill / Ball Metaverse, both Metaverse. Oh, if you want to send me more information on that to my email, I'd appreciate that, Sniff. And thank you for the $5. Real talk. I'm glad that you took me up on those. Real talk. It's possible. But we got to break through to the 130 level. 150 is my ultimate target if we could have enough volume and push through. Absolutely, comedian. We're not going no. If you see the market cap going down, we're going down with it. Not every single crypto, but as a whole, Bitcoin would probably be leading the charge, and then you'd have some random one like Quant or Dent or one that's kind of running its own course, or Solana. John, I have a great one on Telecoin. You guys need to make sure to go check out my Swing Traders Anonymous as well, because I covered Telecoin in one of them. But we can go into Telecoin real quick. These are what I was thinking for Telecoin. We had it. So if you look at the pattern, guys, when I did this coverage for Telcoin, this is exactly what we did. And we had the breakout up to the top, and then we had the lower support that it was riding. So we said if it gets closer to that line, you can buy another breakout. And that's exactly what we did. Or the people that were in my group. But we were looking at an overall breakout. If the scenario was right in the right conditions, the 0.033 roughly. That was the upper end breakout with the top-down analytics. Universally, it was saying that we should get the 0.031 and then work into the 0.033 zone. That's what we were universally seeing if the market conditions allowed it, and we played this uptrending support, which we've done from way down here, and we've continued across on the downside. So it's working exactly like we wanted. So that's my opinion on Telcoin. And it hasn't shown me any other reason not to think it can get up to that point so far. It even consolidated down right here very nicely and bounced back off of its uptrending support. So assuming Bitcoin doesn't fall off the map, you know, that's following that uptrending support nicely. Mr. Brocock, welcome in. Rob, what's going on? Jay Legs, have fun back at work, but the good news is I'm ending this live stream. Yes, this is what guy Pack. That's actually Packy. That's actually a very good question. Real talk. That's a good question. That's exactly what I think is going to happen. Not a technical reset to zero, but a technical reset from where all these patterns started. So that's how you could get a $3,500 Bitcoin. Real talk. If they decide to do that, Bitcoin will fall off 99% and liquidate every single big holder. Michael Saylor telling you his position was no, he did that for a reason. He told everybody that his average position, which I speculated with you guys for months, he said it was 27,000. But when he bought it at 40 whatever thousand, it raised it to 28,000 because he bought more at 48,000. Him and the Fed both bought more at 48,000 to make that initial push to 50-something thousand. So how does Tom Spica know that it's going to 52,000? Well, the Fed and Michael Saylor sure as hell ain't going to buy it for it just to go down to 10,000. The Fed's going to pump it up. Michael Saylor and the Fed are probably both at the same time going to cut loose of all their fucking Bitcoin. And you're going to get a price drop so fucking fast after it hits certain levels that this is going to be a nightmare. Oh, I appreciate that, Chris. John Gibbs, thanks for the $4.99. Oh, you didn't have to give me that for the Telcoin. I did it because I like you, John. You're a good guy. Philip. When it falls, alt cannot blow up right away. Alt would first have to fall in their face with Bitcoin, because you ever hear that nasty word of decoupling? XRP and all the altcoins that are on Bitcoin's nuts, there's a few of them that have already decoupled that not a lot of people want to admit and talk about. There's a very real chance Quant's already on the opposite of Bitcoin. A very real chance. It would still have to crash down, but there would come a point where Quant would just spin off of it at a certain level. There's a few of them like that. ADA is another one, for example. And Ethereum could possibly be doing it, but the altcoins as a whole, they all need to decouple. Even ADA is not, and Ethereum, there's not one in the market right now on a day-to-day purpose that you could say if Bitcoin was going down 30%, they'd be unaffected. They would all be going down 30%. That's the problem. Even ones that look like they decoupled, they still would go down with Bitcoin right away. You're pregnant, guess whose it is? Uh-oh. I hope it's not, it could be the run guys. No. Oh, thanks, Packy. I appreciate that. I try. Sometimes when I'm not live and I'm doing like 8 videos a day, sometimes you'll get me in the up and down, up and down. Like in the morning, I'll be like, T-Speaker 222 XRP future, especially if it's 7 o'clock in the morning. If I'm happy about something, you'll get the very excited. Or you'll just get the general, go fuck yourselves. But to the people that don't want to come in and have the positive vibe and But yeah, I try to keep it positive. I want to have a positive community, and I've tried to build something special here that not very many stations can, say, because I actually go through all my comments too, every single one of them, and I try to delete all the spam. So I'm probably the only station you can find with the amount of subscribers I have, even though I don't have a ton, but having over 3,000 and pushing 3,300 now, it's not easy to get rid of all the spam and stuff, but I do it dedicated. I'm sorry, I'm just watching the whole list at once kind of thing, so I can, it's kind of like, when you're watching ESPN and it's showing you 30, even though I don't watch it anymore, but when I was growing up, there was like 15 different fucking sports things on the TV, and they'd go to the one that looked the most exciting. That's what I'm doing right now. All right, we got Bitcoin up here, and we got Doge over here playing against HBAR, and XRP and XLM are lining up, and XDC and DGB, VeChain. The little guys are over here, and we got the little division over here with Talcoin, and we got Dent trying to come up the rear. We got, these could be horses. We got AGI Singularity on the outside, and we got Chiz coming up the middle. We got SNX that comes from the outside. Oh, Quant, they didn't even see Quant coming from the middle. BNB coin from the outside. Shoot. And Ethereum comes up and it stalls out. Why? Because we got a dead Bitcoin. But no, I can either do that, I can either do horse racing, or I can talk real fast. So people wanted me to be the auctioneer, and when I'm in the right mindset, which is not right now, I can do the auctioneering real fast. But you guys, I have the 2 YouTube stations. My ultimate is if I can get enough support, I want to do a sports station as well. So you're going to see me on 3 different stations. But I promised myself 3,000 subscribers in partnership, and then or whatever it was, and then I would try to expand, and that's exactly what I did. Then now I have to have partnership on both stations, and 5,000 on my main station, and then I might go up. Guess who you are, Keeper? I don't know. Who are you? You're Kiba Patukwa. Kenny, what's going on? I know, kind of, we needed it. And it felt right, the way we were looking at it in class. Oh, Sniper, what's going on? I was close. Keeper, Sniper. Definitely close. We're in the ballpark. Keeper, I don't know what's going on with YouTube. My videos, and I know it's not as bad as them closing your account, but for me being a partner on YouTube, it sucks. I literally, my videos are showing, and I know it's stupid and childish, but it'll show me in my YouTube analytics after an hour and a half, 500 views. And right now, the same video that says it has like 630 views on my analytics, it's showing all of you 460, and I can't quite understand it. And it's pissing me off. Because going through the analytics, the more views and all that crap makes it look better. But Kenny, nice way to wake up. Last night when I was sleeping, I fell asleep when XRP was at like 0.268. And my position was 0.264, so I had an alarm set for every 2 hours. The first time I woke up, it was up to 27.2. I'm like, all right. I woke up again, it's at 27.7. I'm like, yes! Then I woke up, my cat woke me up at 6:30, and it's at 28.2. I'm like, 28.2? Am I seeing this right? And I'm like, I gotta get up. That's why I got up and did the update, so I'd stay up. And then I did another one. I think I did a third one as well. And now I'm here being live for like 2.5 hours. But this is what I want to do more often. I crave to do this more often. I'm just happy that there's 53 people still. It's been crazy. We've ranged from 53 to almost 80 and back down, but never really gone any lower than this. I don't know. You guys like me. You guys like. Yep, that's all it is, Packy. I don't do that. Exactly. And I'm glad that's the reason I need to go live more often. Even if it's just one person. You're the one person I found today. Real talk. Who's my favorite YouTuber? When it comes to, well, I can't tell you my favorite YouTuber because obviously his views on crypto don't align. But Peter Schiff is my favorite YouTuber. But obviously, Lewis. And no, this isn't the Lewis in here that goes between the lines. Lewis. This is good Lewis. Everybody loves Lewis. Why wouldn't you love Lewis? In fact, this Lewis is the one who's given the single biggest donation in the history of the show. Oh, yes. Not counting one-on-one time with technical analysis time. But that is not part of the YouTube. That's good, Lewis. And then we have Lewis. How do I know who you are, Lewis? Your name's not even Lewis on the screen, Lewis. How do I know, Lewis? I love you long time, Lewis. You're my friend, Lewis. I'm telling the truth. Look at Zill's price, Lewis. 11222. How could it have stayed that price for that long to let me finish the sentence? That's what's incredibly remarkable. Zill literally stayed at 11222 so that I could finish that point at the end. That was incredible. But old Kenny, I know Kenny's feeling good because I'm feeling good. I finally got one over on that bitch Doge. It's about time. Doge's been slapping me around. Said, hey, you dumb fuck, just listen to your targets. Let this be a lesson while you listen to the technical targets. What was that? The gosh darn technical targets are all that matter, you dumb fuck. Yeah, I know. Do ya? Yes. Yes, I do. But there's one thing I want to do. We did beat Doge. But it's funny. Sniff, when he asked me who my favorite YouTuber was, the only person that I could think of in my head, and it's so funny you say that, Sniff, is Crypto Teacher. And I believe that he is he's either an agent of deception or he's stepping outside of somewhere and he shouldn't be speaking what he's speaking. But he's definitely something, and he's got that Freemasonry feel to him. I can certainly agree with that, Sniff. But guys, I'm going to leave you with this because I got to go. I got to spend some time with Julie. But XRP, as you can see, what did we say? We want nice, smooth, easy levels, right? And look what happened. We broke up to this level. That's exactly what it looked like, right? Break up to this level. Now, the logical thing, we came up too fast, right? Now we're probably going to have to come back into our zone. I don't think, unless we have a little more steam, I don't know if we have enough steam necessarily to break out to the next level yet. No, I take that back. Let's see how this breaks down, and then we can have this little M. But we might have gone too early here. That's all. But it's all based on Bitcoin, remember. And Bitcoin is still playing in that pennant, and it, I put it a little lower, but it's still using the pennant. So I think we're still in good shape right now. Real good shape, because it's all going to follow Bitcoin. So I want to end it real quick. Let me go on one that I don't use as often, since I haven't been live in a while. Let me go outside so you can hear nature as well. I like when you guys can hear nature. It's not sunny days without nature. So, guys, I thank each and every one of you for tuning in. If you want to join Tom's Army and you want me to see it, do it now. Join Tom's Army. If you want to send a donation, you guys, there's been some very generous people in the audience today. Guys and gals, I do appreciate it. If you want to send a donation, always feel free. I can see it right before I exit. Ooh, Litecoin in the 5 minutes building something, ladies and gentlemen. So that was a predictable kind of breakout. Now it'll probably come back down and have to remember how it does this, ladies and gentlemen? The fake out up, back down, fake out down, up to the next. That's usually what happens. So, but that's not why we're here. So honestly, guys, thank you so much. To all my loves out there, thank you. To all the homies out there, thank you. And I'm going to leave you with this. Voila, Tom, I'm feeling good. I'm up big. I got in those last night. You son of a bitch, you. I was down 72% watching the run, guys, but now I can't believe it. I'm up 29%. Will you shut up, Bob, and let me do sunny days? Well, Tom, how dare you? I'm happy. That's good, Bob. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's Bob. If you don't know Bob, you'll hear more of him when I do my updates. Ladies and gentlemen, the sunny days are here again. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. Oh, sunny days. I wear glasses 'cause I can't see a motherfucking thing. Happy days. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. XRP will reign supreme. Let's just not get caught in the FUD. Because we're gonna crash. Oh, we're gonna crash. Yeah, we're gonna crash. It's gonna be bad, but all they teach is FUD. Oh, yeah. They speak the FUD. You won't know what hits you, but it's gonna hit you when we get to the top. Oh yeah, we're gonna crash, but you won't understand because the run guys say so. But as you know, we told a great joke about the run guys. So guys, if you're still here, hit the like button. And if you won't hit the like button for me, hit the like button for the run guys joke. Hickory dickory dock. The run guys grabbed my cock. I said, hey, get your hand off my cock and start tickling those balls like you do best. Believe those motherfuckers, they can't even do their job right. So, with that, I will let you guys go. So So, I appreciate you guys. I had to do that live. So, but thank you guys, seriously. Have a good night, everybody. Stay blessed. Hey, we got 73 likes. I'm happy. Happy. I'm seeing you guys out. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. You know, they come out for the second bout. Thank you very much. You were awesome tonight. I'll see you later. I'll see you in 2 minutes when I do my update. Stay blessed.